Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to my month of reviews, starting with, not THQ, with Day of Reckoning, when it will pop up. I may as well just say it now, because that timing was terrible. Yep, with WWE Day of Reckoning for the Nintendo GameCube. So, I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. You know, it is a wrestling game, so it's gonna have violence in it and some sexual themes. So, just as a forewarning. You know, if you're not if you're under the age of 10, shall we say, I don't know. I'd recommend just leaving this video, or just don't try any of this at home. You know, it's a logical thing. But anyway, let's start the review. So, WWE Day of Reckoning is your standard, it's your standard wrestling game with a few differences. The biggest being a story mode, which I will go ahead and explain right now. Well, to sum it up, it's basically what it says right there. You use your created superstar to aim for the WWE crown. Yeah, it has its moments. You know, you will get ambushed by some people who are jealous, like, you know, the Big Show and stuff. You know, and you'll team up with some of the greatest WWE stars there are, like Triple H, you know, Chris Benoit, you know, but it will end up, your final battle will either depend on which path you take, SmackDown or Raw, so you have to choose both pathways in order to fully beat the game. Me personally, I prefer the SmackDown route. That's only because I've always loved SmackDown. That's basically story mode. But in terms of the game itself, you can choose from single, tag team, triple threat, fatal 4-way, handicap, or a Royal Rumble. So these are the only modes in the game. 6 battle types for you to choose from, which is quite a lot, but honestly, they're easy to understand. If you're into wrestling, that is. If you're not into wrestling, I think the game does a really good job in explaining, you know, it itself. When you actually select Fatal 4-Way or Royal Rumble or whatever, it'll actually branch off into another type of match. So say if you want a single match with, I don't know, tables, you can do that. If you want a Fatal 4-Way with with a ladder, you can do that too. There are quite a lot of options in this game that are laid bare for you, and it does increase the replay value, I have to say. And in terms of arenas to choose from to wrestle in, this game has a total of 12. All from the WWE area. So we've got Raw, SmackDown, which you start off with. All the others you have to unlock. Either from story mode, or from just buying them in store. We'll get to that in a second. So we've got SummerSlam, Unforgiven, No Mercy, Survivor Series, Armageddon, Royal Rumble, No Way Out, WrestleMania, of course, Heat, and House Show. Them two is definitely the cheapest to buy. But, you know, it's extra replay value, I guess. But, you know, because I like SmackDown, we're going to wrestle in SmackDown. You can choose how you want to set up the match. So if you want a no-limit match, you can do that. If you want a 10-minute match, you can do that too. If you want no pins on and just a submit mode, you can do that. If you want no disqualifications, again, that is there for you. If you don't want rope breaks, that is there for you too. In fact, I'm going to turn that off because that annoys me. And you can also adjust the ring count as well. One thing that really does kind of suck though is the roster. for this game, as I'm going to demonstrate right now. Um, so it's full to the brim with famous faces from the WWE universe. You know, you've got Triple H, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, John Cena, The Rock, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, you know, etc. But I think some of these I think some of these wrestlers are really underrated, such as Rey Mysterio, Rob Van Dam, and especially The Big Show. How the hell is he only 68 overall? Come on. Guy can pack a punch and send you into next week. And another thing, there are only 4 females in the game, as opposed to about 20 males. That is very bad, I would say. I was going to say the word sexist, but I don't think the game is trying to be sexist. There are, you know, but just 4? I mean, that is really bad. That is really bad for me personally. But we're gonna play as John Cena, and we're gonna take our chances against the man himself, The Rock. And here's another thing I like. This is what I was saying earlier. If you don't know how to play the game, each time, every time before you start a match, on the loading screen, it will always give you a little hint. So, and you know, like the original wrestling games, you have these little opening sequences with the actual music and stuff, and the animations too, which is real nice. But my only problem with these is that they can lag, and by that I mean the crowd can react late or a bit early, like you heard there. John Cena wasn't even do anything, and they went, ugh. And yeah, you can see in the bottom left, it just went off there. You actually have John Cena's real, like, little intro he has for WWE, so it's pretty cool, great attention to detail, and I do like the graphics in this game. Like, they do look nice for a 2004 title. But I think that's enough for the intro, so we'll get on into the gameplay now, because I think I've talked enough about the rest of the game. And yeah, loading times aren't really that much of an issue. My only problem with them is that they're kind of frequent, but that's it. Like your typical wrestling game, you can grapple, you can punch, you know, all that jazz. You know, to grapple is A. To do a heavy grapple, you hold A down. To do a heavy attack, you press B. You can grab your enemy by pressing X. You know, it's really easy standard controls to get used to, but the one unique thing about this game that will stand out is the Day of Reckoning, and the special moves as well, which I'll try and demonstrate in this review, because I don't know if I'll suck in this or not. Oh crud. And also, one thing I do want to point out that's kind of bad about the gameplay, is the countering system. It works there, but it doesn't always work for me. For some reason, I will be mashing the L or the R button, and it just won't respond. I don't know if that's happened to everyone else, but it always seems like the AI can get it and I can't, you know. I just feel that it can be really unresponsive at times. I'm not sure if you can hear me mashing the buttons, but that's me. I'm trying to counter his attacks, and it's just not happening. But this is what quite a lot of people will find interesting, these special moves. By filling one of the WWE letters in, you can unleash a special move. Special moves being the actual trademarks that the wrestlers use in the WWE universe. So for John Cena, that will be the FU. And he also has, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's the F5, his other one is. And yeah, look at John Cena go. And another good piece of attention to detail, it also plays the winning wrestler's music. shows the referee raising his arm or not. And yeah, it's just really, really nice. And where the heck did The Rock go, though? I mean, that's something I don't get. They don't show him walking off stage or anything. So, kind of weird. But that's basically it for WWE Day of Reckoning. I mean, like I said, it's a wrestling game with a difference. It has story mode, which really can increase the replay value, and the shop zone will also appeal to many. The soundtrack, which I haven't mentioned actually yet, is pretty good, unless you don't like rock, because that's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's still listenable. I don't mind it, but there are a few tracks that just sound terrible. But yeah, the shop zone, the story mode do increase the replay value, and the different modes in the expedition are pretty fun to have with your friends as well, if you want to just have a quick match. But my only my irks with the game though are that controls can be a bit unresponsive, and sometimes graphics can be a bit ugly, and load times are quite frequent. And also, the roster is a bit unfair on certain characters. So if I was to give this game a rating, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. A great game for those who want to get into wrestling games. It's certainly not for everyone. I would only recommend it to wrestling fans at the moment. But if you're extremely curious, I recommend you pick this up. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all for whatever review I have next. So I'll see you all then.